Well, 511 has recently come out with actually five new flashlights, but one of them being kind of a pen light, so not really going to include that in this discussion. But there are otherwise two CR123 lights and two AA lights. Nomenclature is pretty simple. L1 and the L2 are the CR123s, and the A1 and the A2 are the AA lights. The 1 and the 2 stand for the single and double battery, and they are otherwise all ATACs. So easy naming, easy to understand. Just for size comparison, here is the single CR123 L1 and the double AA battery A2. Already did a review of the A2, so you can check that out. This video is going to be just about the L1. Uses of this light, a couple of uses. If you are a cop, a lot of cops will carry a larger primary light and a smaller secondary light. If not, you should. Always good to have a second light because you don't know when your primary light's going to give out. So great backup light for law enforcement or for civilian. Great everyday carry light or a light to stick in your bag or your glove compartment. Construction, it's very similar to the A2, aerospace grade aluminum. It is IPX4 rated, which is that's the water depth protection rating. And IPX4 basically is rain and splash and stuff like that. IPX8 is more submersible. This is going to take most stuff that you're going to encounter on everyday uses, rain, and as long as you're not exploring the Titanic or deep sea shipwrecks in the Bermuda Triangle, you're going to be just fine with this. Not a big deal. They are all ANSI rated, which is nice because you get apples to apples comparison of this to other lights as far as the toughness and the brightness and everything. So nice that they've done that so you know what you're getting with this. Brightness, the 173 lumens full brightness, 11 lumens low, and 173 lumens strobe. Construction function-wise and everything here. Starting at the back, the tail cap is slightly protrudes and it has a nice little texture on it there. And it has a nice tactile feel for both your thumb on it and the half press, which is fairly light for the momentary on. And then it has a fairly firm press to get it all the way on. So it's less likely that you're going to accidentally click it on all the way when you don't want to. Also, because this could either be a backup light or a light that you keep in the glove compartment, one of the things that can happen is the light can come on accidentally. I have a light that I've kept in my car and I found it on and battery's dead. I've also found lights in my pocket that have been on and another battery killer. So this has a feature right here, and you just twist this over and the light is now locked and will not come on. The tail cap here twists off, and that is where the battery goes. There's a spot here for the lanyard. Comes with 511's breakaway lanyard, and I went into that kind of in depth in the A2 video, so check that out and you can see how that functions. A little bit more forward, there is a square O-ring which serves two purposes. One, it functions as an anti-roll, and two, if you want to use this light in the cigar type method, you can use that to hold your fingers and actuate it that way. So nice dual purpose O-ring there, very comfortable in your hand too. Pocket clip goes down over a smooth surface here, so you're not going to have underclip issues putting it in and out of your pants or wherever else you're carrying it, which is nice. And then down to the head here is a little bit crenellated, has a textured reflector and the Cree XPG LED. This has a decently focused but also fairly floody beam. User interface of this pretty simple. It will always default to the 173 lumen. So half press and you get the momentary on. And then you can, if you half press again within about a second, you'll get down to the 11 lumens. And then a third half press, you get to the strobe, 173 lumen strobe. You can also fully click it on in whichever one you want and it will stay on. And then will otherwise always default back to that 173 lumens. So pretty simple as far as the user interface goes. And that is basically it for the light. Few constructive criticisms about this light. If I could change a few things, I wish the pocket clip rode up a little bit higher, started up here, because I always have a fear when too much of the light sticks out of my pocket that it's actually accidentally going to get caught on something and get pulled out of my pocket. So I wish that was a little bit higher, and I do wish the pocket clip was just a little bit shorter. Otherwise, the other thing is the user interface. Now I work in the ER and I clear throats and eyes for a living. Sometimes I'll clear my mailbox and sometimes my trunk. So my room clearing experience is limited to low light shooting classes that I've done. Now, if you're a copier, chime in and throw some comments on this. Let me know what you think. But I wish there was a function on this where you could set it so it always came on to the 173 lumen output, no matter how quick you clicked it. Because sometimes in the stress of a situation, you accidentally click it again on quickly, and suddenly you're clearing a room at 11 lumens, which is obviously not ideal. So I wish there was a way you could lock it out to the 173 lumens, and for that matter, a way that you could lock it out so you couldn't accidentally click it all the way on. Because again, in the stress of a situation, your adrenaline going, you may accidentally click it all the way on and not want to. So two minor changes I wish you could do there with the user interface and the pocket clip, but otherwise it's a great light for lots of different purposes. So check them out, all the new lights from 511, the AA's, the CR123s, lots of options for whichever route you want to go.